Hi, it's such a lovely weather today, and I'm going into the city of all days. Could have been, I don't know, not rainy, but it could have been not as nice weather, I think. But I'm going in the afternoon, so finally doing something. I wanted to. I have a good example now, and this is just an example. Obviously, isn't taken from reality, but I wanted to speak about the emotional manipulation that is kind of coming in heavy right now with Jupiter going into Cancer, and soon in like 2 weeks we are in Cancer season. And I'm also going to want to finish the story about my friend and her boyfriend and how it actually ended and what that experience kind of taught me of the manipulation of it. And emotional manipulation. I was watching TikTok this morning and Adris Ali came up and I follow him, so that is not unusual. He is a funny guy. He cracks a lot of jokes and he is very sarcastic, and I kind of like that. He has a point with his jokes. So I'm following him, and he speaks a lot about Formula One and the guys there. And for someone that used to follow me on my previous social media that is deleted today, know that I did follow Formula One a short time. I can't remember if it was like half a year or a year or something. And I know I'm not that invested, but I do know the guys like in that constellation. Not all of them, but some of them. Like I know who drives which car, and I know that Lewis Hamilton used to be in Mercedes, but this year he changed to Ferrari. And I'm not a big fan of Ferrari as a brand, as a, I don't know, as an idea. I don't like their attitude. Um, Luckily, I live in a community that doesn't really like that brand either. They are more for other other brands, but we do have like one or two of those cards like moving through the community, and I always cringe. I can hear them like from a mile away, and I'm just like, no, that is so not some brand I actually do like. But I can listen to Adris for sure. He is really funny, and even if I dislike the brand in itself, I can listen, obviously. And from what I gathered, Lewis Hamilton is struggling quite a lot. And on my old accounts, on my old social media, YouTube, I used to kind of help a lot, kind of give a lot. And I needed practice, and I needed to kind of know what worked. For that, you need to kind of do. So I did a lot. I did readings and I analyzed a lot, and I kind of made up strategies and all of that. That is very Cancerian of me. That is like a Cancerian energy, to want to help, to care for other people more than I care for myself, to kind of feel the emotions of it. However, that can be taken advantage of quite a lot. So people ask me today why I'm not doing that kind of an energy still, why I'm not giving, why I'm not like being nice, or why I'm not caring, or like I am pursued like cold, like I don't care. I can sit and watch like Lewis Hamilton struggle. um the thing is though, and this is the manipulation of the Cancerian energy, that and Lewis Hamilton is just an example. Take whomever you want to put in his place. Lewis Hamilton has all the means in the world to pay me for like doing a reading or doing what I'm actually extremely good at. What I learned in on my previous social media, that I could actually change whatever he is, like whatever energy he's in, which kind of suck right now. I can actually change that, and maybe he's not going to come out of this like a world champion, but at least he wouldn't be this embarrassing, because now it's just like Adris would say, a joke. um, and obviously I'm feeling for him, but he could actually. And what would that, what would a reading or a strategy or an analyst, like something, and you actually believe that I'm actually good at it, that I actually could change his whole situation that he is in just by telling him what I know. How much do you think Lewis Hamilton would pay me for that information? Because he is in a quite humiliating time period right now. And I would bet you he would pay me quite a lot. Like he would be upfront and say, okay, fine, I need help. I pay you this amount of money. Can you just tell me what's going on? Why am I sucking right now? I would bet you that he would pay quite a lot for that. And he got, what was it, like $500 million for the contract that he is in. So like $1 million for sure, if he knew that I actually could change whatever situation he is in. And the energy that is kind of coming towards us right now is that people or situations wants me to give that out for free. That I should be like the mother, that I should care so much about him and his situation, that I put my time and my effort into kind of gather all this information and then just hand it to him for free, because I'm such a nice person. Um, and then he can go out there and he can go be like extremely ego in his mind, very self-centered, and like, yeah, I did it on my own. Do you know what I'm like? Do you see what I'm getting with this energy? That is what we are approaching right now. The taking that kind of like kindness and being gentle and actually do care and take advantage of it, like you would do with your mother, like she is supposed to give, and you don't, as a child, ever give back. You don't give her presents, you don't ever cook for her, you never appreciate her. It was one mother had a TikTok, and she told like the viewers that her daughter, for the first time, a 17-year-old daughter or something, for the first time made dinner. And she had this recipe, and like there was some kind of a chicken thing. And the daughter said, and it was lovely, and she did a great job. And the daughter said that, well, enjoy it, because I'm never going to do this ever again. And the parents just said, what do you mean? Do you know, the daughter answered, do you know how long it took me to do this, and what effort I had to kind of make to like put this meal on your table? And the mother just said, yeah, I do know. I've done it for the last 20 years. It's like, that is what your mother does for you every day, several times a day. And now she had to do it like once, and she didn't get it. She just didn't say like, oh, is this what you do for us? Okay, I might have to do this a little bit often, or I have to like give back to you. Then maybe I should do dinner at like once a month, or make sure that I'm kind of helping you. no, the daughter said, I'm not ever doing this ever again. That is the energy that we are going towards. And from my experience, like logic is kind of the thing that kind of stops the emotional manipulation. And it's like if Lewis Hamilton would come to me and said, yeah, no, you should be nice to me, don't you see I'm struggling here, all the kind of like emotional uh, thing you can kind of say to someone when you know that they are very kind, or they do care and they do see you struggling, and well, I am here for you. I'm not saying no, but you have to, I'm just waiting for you to kind of put up a deposit, or you kind of like just transfer the money first and then I will do this for you. I'm not saying no. It's not like I don't care or that I don't want to, but transfer the money first and I will do it. And that is the thing we kind of have to do. We kind of have to, yeah, I'm seeing, I am acknowledging what you're going through, but the logic of it is that I'm not your mother, or I'm not in that position of I need to give you and keep giving and keep like showing up with love and care and all of that. And you just don't appreciate it, or you just take it and then you go off and do, and don't leave anything back. And then we have the thing, yeah, but if you do this to me first, then I will. And that is like a boundary being crossed. If I say that no, this is how we are going to do this, and the person cannot keep pushing, yeah, no, you can do this first and then I pay you, that is a boundary being crossed, and that is not okay. So that is, I'm probably going to have a lot of these, I guess, moving forward, like emotional manipulation, because I know this so well. And the story that I never really finished with my friend and her boyfriend, this started, I wonder if it was like a Mercury retrograde during that summer, because we have a Mercury going retrograde this summer, which means that exes will be back and old things will be back. And if we haven't learned from like previous experiences, we are going to do the same thing all over again, and then we're going to have that like experience for 3 weeks, and then we move forward, and then whatever that was, maybe wasn't that fun, or we kind of regret something, like we get back with an ex and notice, like after these 3 years, 3 weeks, I mean, they haven't changed at all. So we kind of have to break up again, or kind of do the work that is just fizzling out. And this goes for old friendships and whatever. We are very focused on like the past and what used to be. And I'm wondering if this summer, like 10 years ago, there was a Mercury retrograde going on, or it was maybe just Cancer season. Because in the late June, I for the first time heard about this ex that my friend had. And why I heard about him was because he was freaking out, and she had never spoken about him before. I didn't know that he existed. I never met him, even if we lived next door neighbors. Never seen him. Yeah. And what happened was that my friend met a new guy, and the ex got noticed of like his friends or something saw her with this guy and told him, and he freaked out, because that means that he obviously thought that, yeah, we are going to get back together because that is what we always do. We fight, we break up, and we are apart from each other. We do whatever we want, and then when I want to come back, I can. That is the energy that he had. And now she was seen with someone else out on town. And that was around like June or something. And um, that it was when I heard about him for the first time, because he started to call, and he called when I was in the room, when I was present. And I started to like, because he spoke to her in like the worst way imaginable, like she wasn't worth anything. And I kind of listened, and I'm just starting to wonder what is going on here. And she, for the first time, kind of opened up about her ex, and it was like this tragic story. And I understood that neither of them actually was that mentally healthy in the relationship. Um, and I'm not going into what exactly because that's her story, but it was bad. It was really bad. And that guy, she kept seeing the new guy, and her ex became more and more obsessed and kept calling and kept like manipulating her. And she was like really emotionally drained by it, and she would freak out and she would have panic attacks, and she would have, because he was so on. And one day he called like 50 times. He just, when she hung up, he just was right on it. And I was in the living room the day when he did call 50 times. And I'm just like, okay, is this what we are going to do? Him calling and yelling, because she could have her phone um, in the, like, and I would hear him scream how worthless she was. And he kept this emotional manipulation for a few weeks. Um, and I said to her, obviously, yeah, no, you need to use logic here, because you need to break the patterns, because she fell into those emotional, was like emotional grave or something, that she didn't know what to do. She didn't handle the situation. So I said to her, yeah, you need to use logic. What is the logical thing here? It's, and I think we had like three things that it's the most logical thing. So she wrote them down, and I think that the ex thought that I was kind of putting down her messages and sending them, or I did. I never did any of it. I told her exactly like the three logical things that she needs to be reminded of and kind of stick to, because she needed to be doing this when I wasn't around. She needed to learn how to kind of deal with this. Um, and around, and she kept going, and she became more confident when she kind of had those things like no. And at the first she started like, when he came after her, she, well, can I say this again? And I'm just, yeah, you have three things. Those three things is what you are saying to this person, and nothing more, like nothing more, because those are those three things that are important. Is the logical thing. um, and what actually suits everybody and everybody's needs here. What he is doing is something completely like off the topic here. So she needed a little practice, obviously, because he was so like on, like 50 times a day the phone would ring. Um, and after a while, he kind of calmed down, and they had like conversations, but she never backed down from those three like logical ways of seeing the situation. And I'm not speaking about the situation, what it was that they were fighting about or what he was fighting about, but more so how she handled it. And he obviously thought that, because he said, yeah, someone is around, someone is helping you with this. But I think that he thought that I was doing a lot, which I wasn't. I gave her that advice, and then I just didn't do anything. Then it was up to her to kind of learn and kind of get herself through it. After a while, when cancer season kind of progressed and we were at the end of it, I think this was like late July, I think can have moved over into to Leo season. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure what what kind of other energies that were in play here. Um, Maybe Mars or maybe something else, but I'm just remember this as like July that year. But she was cleaning out. The guy still, it had calmed down, but the guy still was like, it hadn't gotten a resolution. And she told me that no, it is his father that is kind of in the back of, in the, he is the one being really angry here and kind of fueling his son to not let this go. That guy is his father is someone that holds on for like a lifetime if he feels that something isn't like justice or something isn't. So his father is the one, and we didn't speak to his father. So we had to kind of have that in the back of our head, that it's not this guy, it's not her ex, but his father that is the one that is triggering this, to keep going. Because what she wanted is for this to stop. I wanted it to stop. It was like really annoying because he didn't get what he wanted. She didn't get what she wanted. No one was happy, and I was just annoyed. And how it ended was that she was cleaning out her storage room, which we had in the basement, and she asked me if I wanted to kind of keep us company. And so I did. I sat there outside of her storage kind of locker and watched her go through all the things that she needed to either throw out or kind of reorganize. And after quite some time, she pulled up these beautiful books, like beautiful books. I'm not kidding how beautiful these books were. And she was just, oh my God, I didn't know I had these. And I asked her what they are. What kind of books are they? They are really lovely. And it was, I'm almost started crying here because they were so beautiful. It was her ex's dad that had made those books, and it was a story. Every book was a story. I think it was like 2 or 3 books. They were like a bunch, and everyone was a story about the father and the son doing something, like being on an adventure. And it was illustrated, and it was, I think it was in Greek. It wasn't in Swedish or something, and they were Greek. So, and they were so nice books. And she was very emotional because she started to talk about, the emotional things that is attached to these books. And I just knew then and there that, okay, if we want to finish this, you need to use this energy, because even I am like really emotional when I think about those books. You need to use this and put down in words exactly the emotions that you are feeling, how much you actually do care, because she did care about this family. She did. It was her ex that kind of wanted the fighting. She didn't want the fighting. So I sat down with her in the living room, and I just said to her, whatever you're feeling, like really deep. What do you want to tell him on an emotional level here? And she wrote this like lovely letter, and it was from her heart, like truly from her heart. I didn't manipulate anything. I just knew that this is what you need to do. You need to use this energy. So now it's okay for you to use emotions. If she would have used logic here, then it wouldn't have worked. So she wrote this letter that to the, not to the ex, but to the father. And she put the books in a nice like package or present or something, and like put a bow on it, or like it was really really nice, like with respect, because both her and I, like those books were amazing, that his father actually wrote those stories and did illustrations of it. So it was with a lot of respect. Um, Even if I I did manipulate the story, obviously. Then we waited, and I think we waited like 3 days or something. And she said that, yeah, no, we are going to know when he got this. And after 3 days, maybe 4, her ex was on the phone, and he was an emotional wreck. Oh my god, it was, how could you do this? And she just said, what have I done? And he was just going on and on and on about like what a horrible person she was. So he hadn't changed. However, it actually did fizzle out after that. His father never fueled it again, I guess. His father wasn't the person in the background wanting to fight or wanting to kind of make her life miserable, or wanted something that she couldn't really kind of handle, because they had broken up, and she didn't want him any longer. The ex kind of wanted somewhere to sleep. He needed a place to stay. So, and I figured that out quite fast, because she was like, oh my god, he is so in love with me, and he just wants me, and we are like soulmates. And I'm just like, no, that's not it, sweetheart. Where does this guy live? And she started to Google, and she just like, I don't think he has a place. He later on moved in with another girl, and he started to calm down a little. So I just said, yeah, no, he needs somewhere to stay. And she didn't want to see that logic thing either. She just wanted, no, oh my god, he's so in love with me, and he would do like everything. No, I don't think so. Not in this like mindset that he is in, because he's basically telling you on the phone that you are worthless, and all the bad things you humanly can say to someone. So that is my 2 stories about emotional manipulation and where we are going towards, um, like logic. And if a mother figure, or if like a Cancerian figure, you know that someone actually is very kind and caring and would actually step up for you and do something, um, then treat it that it actually is valuable, and give something back, or like do something. And the people that do manipulate and use emotional things, um, be just aware of it. Maybe listen, but don't take it to your heart, or preferably don't be around those people at all, because it is a really nice energy that does really care. So it can be very comfortable, and it can be like having a mother that is there for you kind of feeling, even if it isn't your mother. It can be a friend, or it can be like your partner, or it can be someone else, obviously. So that is my kind of take on it today. I'm probably going to have more of these stories moving forward. What to think about and what to observe, I guess.